and welcome to Grand Signature Blog. I'm Shanique Hughes, and with me once again I have Robert Kenneth, my friend and mentor. How are you?
Thank you, I'm doing well.
Wonderful. Today we're going to talk about how do we find motivated sellers. I'm learning as I'm going, just like you, and so I wanted to share with everyone that I'm looking at properties or at motivated sellers probably not in the right places. If I'm going with the flow conventionally, with realtors, with the MLS, with Zillow, and you find properties, they are probably not hurting. They do not want to sell or have to sell. They probably, some of them invested, they know it's a seller's market, they bought the property 20, 30 years ago, and now they know this is the time to cash out. And they are either retired and they want to be in a condo, but that's not a real motivated seller who is going to be willing to sell you the property below fair market value. If we buy at fair market value, what can happen?
Well, as investors, let's make the distinction. If you're an end user, it won't really matter. You're buying location, 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 and you're willing to pay the price. But when you want to know what we know and do what we do as investors, you have to have an investor's mindset. And so we gave you last season a formula called MACO, M-A-C-O, which stands for Maximum Allowable Cash Offer. The formula, of course, is we want to try and get it for 30% below fair market value. Motivated sellers come in all different shapes and sizes. Number one is divorce. Number two is health. Number three is loss of job. Number four could be a newborn baby. Number five could be a new job opportunity somewhere else.
How do we find people that are going through divorce? How do we find people that have to relocate because of a job offer or a new baby? I mean, it's not like, hey, my name is Shanique. Can I buy your house? Are you going through divorce? I mean, it's not that easy or simple. I mean, people are not advertising, hey, I'm going through divorce.
Right. So oftentimes, especially with divorce, it is public record. So if you're focused and you're disciplined, oftentimes there are publications that the counties negotiate with, and you can find people that are in bankruptcy, divorces, foreclosures. So I'm simply trying to tell everybody, a motivated seller is somebody who has to sell, not that they want to sell. And there's plenty of people that are facing life's challenges. They can't afford the house. They have to sell.
What are the websites that you need to find the numbers?
Do they have a site for public record? One would be the clerk of the courts, so that you can see the dockets and what it includes, who the lawyers are, who the defendants are, what's being done in the system. Now that you know where the property is located, you've done the formulas, you know that there's equity, you know where they are in the whole scheme of things relative to the divorce or the foreclosure. The only other one I would tell you is, of course, you want to have a comparative market analysis. So that's why you built on your team a real estate broker or an agent. CMA,
which can be done by your agent.
That's correct.
Broker.
Right.
Okay. So then what? We find a motivated seller, or what do you do? Do you go out and knock on doors, or do you send a letter? Do you call? What is the technique?
All right, so here's what I don't do. I don't do bandit signs. I don't advertise. Yes, I'm old school, and it makes us very unique in the marketplace. I literally go out, knock on the door. I already have all the information completed in a file. I know who the owner is, when they bought the property, how much the property is worth, what's the equity spread, how many months they've been delinquent, how much money it's going to take to reinstate. I hold a full hand. They are motivated because the system that's already in place has a beginning, has an ending. And unless they put the money up to stop the foreclosure, in my case, they're going to lose it at the auction one of two ways. It'll either go back to the bank, or an unknown investor will bid on it and buy it at the auction.
To recap, as the old marketing expression says, the money's in the list. It's usually a good idea to start with one or two lists and build it from there. Here are some different kinds of motivated seller lead lists. You can acquire these lists when you market to attorneys, probate, divorce, estate. Where do you purchase these targeted lists? List source and Z buyer. And also use filters such as zip code, property size, and you'll have a targeted list of potential seller leads in no time. You're gonna need some pieces of the puzzle. Your direct mail piece, which is postcard, letter, lumping mail, or brochure, your website, your phone lead acquisition system. When they call you, your job is not to sell your job, but listen and gather information. You need to ask things like, why do they want to sell? How long they've lived there? How much they're looking to receive from the sale? Where the property is located? Craigslist. Another effective and free strategy is to hunt for opportunities on Craigslist and looking for potential wholesale deals. Don't forget to update your profile settings so you get listings updated sent directly to your inbox. Launch a direct mail campaign. Once you have compiled a list of motivated seller leads, spring into action and launch your initial direct mail campaign. You can either do this step yourself or hire an outsourcer. Do you have special tips for finding motivated sellers? We want to hear from you.
So stay tuned for much more. My friend Robert Kenneth, how can we get a hold of you if we want to hire you as our mentor?
I'd love to work with you. Contact me on hotforeclosure.com, HOTFORCLSR at AOL.com, or 954-494-2054.
Lovely.
Subscribe and join the investment community. We have a new episode every Tuesday at 2 p.m. Pacific Time on YouTube and Vimeo.